Hello everyone and welcome back to the One-Stop Co-op Shop. Today we're going to start room 2. Of course we have to finish room 1, but we're going to start room 2 of Gloomhaven. Now there are a few things, you guys, and this is the whole reason why we wanted to do a couple videos, stop, and then get your guys' feedback. Because there's a couple things we did wrong, and we can all blame me, because two of the things that we did wrong, we've done right all the other playthroughs that we've done of this game, but then I got freaked out when we were going to do this video, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go figure it out, and read the rules wrong. And so needless to say, we're going to do it right going forward. We're not going to change anything that's already happened. We're just going to leave it the way it is. It's not worth trying to change. We got 2 more rooms to show you how to do stuff right. So first thing, and this is the big thing, targeting. Whenever you have a card that targets multiple enemies, or an enemy has a card that targets multiple heroes, you have to draw a response card for each target. Not one card and then use it for all the people that are targeted. No, don't do that. Instead, you have to draw a response card for each one. So for an example, if the imp was attacking both Timothy and me, we would draw a different response card for each of us. Okay, so we'll do that right going forward. Second thing, when that imp, Timothy controlled that imp and made the elite imp go and do 9 damage to himself by walking into this trap, well, that imp was a flying imp. So we decided thematically what Timothy did was ensnare the imp and then threw him at the trap. And so that's why he was able to do that, because normally you can't do that to a flying creature. They would just stand on top of the trap and laugh at you as they would move off of it. So, sorry. Third and final thing is that I should have taken a wound when I was attacked by the cave bear. And so that means that the beginning of the 4th turn, I should have taken 1 point of damage. So I actually should be at 11 health instead of 12. Whew, okay, that's it. I think from there, we're ready to start going. So to get us back into discussing the game, let's start for our next turn. This is going to be turn 5. So I have 2 cards left. Timothy, how many cards do you have left?
4.
You have 4. Okay, and Monica, how many do you have left?
0.
Okay, so we all know Monica's long rested. She's got nothing else she can do. And when she long rests, you guys, she will be at initiative 99. So when we're doing the next turn, she will automatically go last, and she'll have no cards that she's using, just so you know. But she is going to lose 1 card, but because you're not playing as her, she's not going to show you the card that she loses. She'll just figure that out. When Timothy rests, you'll be able to see which card he chooses. So, Timothy, I'm thinking of, I've got some movement that I can do. I'm going to get around here so I can start helping with that next door, but then next round I'm going to have to rest. What are you thinking?
So I'm thinking of going for that treasure and remove the curses I've gained.
Oh, yeah, because that allows us to get rid of negative effects, right?
Right.
Oh, sweet. You wouldn't be able to heal me at all, would you?
I have some eels. Maybe I can do something.
I don't know. Oh, you know what? I have an item. I can just use an item, I think.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, because I think that'll help me better than... I just don't... I'm going to, at the beginning of my turn, take another wound. So I'm going to go all the way down to 10 health.
Oh.
So, but I think using an item is not a bad idea.
Yep. A super healing potion.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's pick our cards.
I am going to choose this card to move 4 to the treasure that will permit me to remove the curses I gained because of those bad imps. Do not say a bad word. And then I am going to use this card. And it doesn't really matter. It's just because I have to use 2 cards every turn, right? And so you're not obliged to do the attack. You can just use the card. And so remember, I have to choose one of those 2 cards for the initiative. And I'm going to lead with 66. Doesn't really matter again. There are no enemies, but who knows?
Here's the 2 cards to determine who goes first. Monica's not here because she's going to be long resting. So her initiative will be 99. So I am going to be at 40 and Timothy is at 66. So I get to go first. The first thing that happens on my turn is I take another point of damage. That puts me down to 10 health. Gross. But what I have is a super healing potion. During your turn, heal 7 damage. So I'll go back up to 17, but this is a one-time use. So I cannot use this again, but I will take that 7 health. And what else? You know what else it does? It removes this wound token. You actually, when you heal when you have a wound, you heal through the wound. But if you're poisoned, all you do is heal the poison. So that's just a little bit of a differentiation. So fortunately I wasn't poisoned, I was just wounded. So we'll get rid of that wound and heal 7. The next thing I'll do is do my move 4 action, and then it's useless to attack anything. There's nothing for me to attack. I'm going to do a little dance around Timothy, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Monica, and come right over here.
As for me, I am going to move 4 to that treasure there, and I lose my 2 curses.
The Spellweaver for her turn is going to long rest. And it's nice, the player board here actually lists out everything that you need to know. So I'm long resting, which gives me an initiative of 99, which means I go last. It's important in case there's also enemies in the room. I then have to lose 1 card, but I also get to heal 2 points. So that makes up for the inferno that I did, or I guess it was Timothy's boost that he gave me.
So just to give you guys a little more information on how the resting works, there is a short rest and a long rest. A long rest takes an entire turn to do, but when you do that, you get to choose which cards you lose from your discard pile. So you'll look at all the cards in your discard pile, pick one of them, you lose them for the rest of the game, and the rest of the cards go back into your hand. If you do a short rest, the short rest will be done at the end of the turn during the cleanup phase. You don't heal by 2, you don't refresh any of your items, and you take your discard pile, you shuffle it up, and lose 1 card at random. Now, if you really don't like what you lost for that random card, you can then look into your discard pile and lose 2 other cards to then get that 1 card back. But so usually you don't want to do that. So short rests are a little more risky. A long rest take an entire turn. Let's start turn 6. So easy for me. I have no cards left in my hand. My hand is empty. So I'm resting. Long resting. What are you guys doing?
Same for me, long resting.
Long resting? Cool.
So here's where the debate comes in for me, because I could either jump into the next room,
You're going to think of opening the door
thinking about it.
as the spellcaster? Or spellweaver?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have my shield up from my first turn, which allows me to just absorb the first 3 damages that hit me.
Oh.
So I'm not planning on moving real far into the room, but maybe I can take a couple hits as we kind of move in, and then the next turn, once you guys come back from sleeping over there, maybe I'll retreat and let you guys go in.
Okay, but that means you've got to have a card that will let you go really fast next round, because we want to make sure you're out of the way so they don't target you a second time, because you're going to be covered with enemies.
Exactly.
I mean, I think it's a great idea. It's just going to be risky. You want to take the risk?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, let it be known that the Spellweaver is going to tank.
Yeah, me with my 14 health.
Yeah. Hey,
But don't worry, I've got all of it.
you're at full 14. Okay, so you're the only one that's going to go this round. So why don't you just grab your 2 cards and then we'll show them. And you guys, that's another thing to mention. When she opens that door, we're going to get a new room and new enemies, and those enemies are going to activate this round. But we don't know their initiative, and their initiative could be technically before Monica's, but that's fine. They'll just go between Monica and Timothy and I. So Timothy and I are at 99 initiative, and Monica will pick her 2 cards, and we'll see what she's at.
So the other option would be for me to just sit around and wait for you guys, but the reason I don't know that I want to do that is, as the Spellweaver, I don't have a lot of cards.
Yeah.
For me to just waste a turn is...
Well, yeah, because if you open the door, as long as they're not too far away, you can shoot them still. Hit them
Yeah.
for something.
I'm hoping.
Okay. Let's do it.
Perfect.
So I obviously am going to start by moving. So I have a move 4. And then I'm going to hopefully follow up with an attack. And I'm going to put my fire up, the fire element up, to hopefully use again next turn. So here we go with a move 4. Here's my movement. So the first thing I do is move right onto the door. It flips to an open element.
Dun, dun, dun. Now what we'll do is we'll reveal our new tile. So our new tile is going to be the crossroads. That looks kind of cool. So we're going to come into here. We have to leave through here. And what type of enemies are we going to see? We're going to see the rotting crossroads. Ooh. So we're going to have some living corpses, a living spirit, and living bones. Ooh. And then we have some traps here. Now these traps, they're going to stun and poison. So there's no damage with these. They're going to stun and poison. And the treasure chest that's in this room is going to cause all enemies in this room to suffer 2 damage. So if we can land on that, we can do 2 points of damage to all of them. Now also, do not forget, since this is our second room, we have to activate the minor effect. All characters discard 2 cards. So that means we all have to discard 2 cards right now. So for Timothy, that's pretty easy. He only has 2 cards in his hand, so these 2 are going to get discarded. Monica is going to discard the Inferno and the Stone Fist. The problem for her is she now only has 1 card left in her hand already. Jeez. And for me, the Brute, I have no cards in my hand, so based on how I understand it, I don't have to worry about discarding any cards. Really nice. We're going to have 1 Elite Living Bones. I just wanted you to see he's going to have 14 health. He moves at a speed of 6, which is insane. Hits for 4, he has 2 shields, and he can potentially target 3. Now, he is melee, not ranged, so what he'll try and do is get himself in a position where he can attack 3 different people. If he can, he will. But if he can't, he'll just get to where he can target the most and attack them. We're going to see both elite and not elite living corpses. So they'll have 15 or 25 health. They both are very slow, 2 movement. 1 hits for 5, 1 hits for 6. And they all poison. Yeah, they're going to be bad. The final one is going to be the living spirit. Now, this is a flying creature, so we're not going to forget that we cannot throw them on the trap, okay? They have, I think we see both types. We've got shield 3 and shield 4 for the elite. 9 health or 6 health, movement of 3 or 4, attack 4 or 5, but then range 4 or 5. So they've got a long range. So that means they're probably going to hit Monica this turn. We're going to connect to the crossroads right over here, but I just wanted you to see how this room is set up. So we've got a living corpse here, the elite living bones here, the regular living spirit, the elite living spirit. Here's our traps, and then we've got an elite living corpse and a regular living bones.
I don't want to go too far into this room, so I'm going to stop my movement right here on this tile. And then I am going to do my attack. So here's my attack card. I attack for 4 at a range of 3. And I put the element fire up. And that's important because I want to use it next turn. So putting the element fire up. There's actually only 1 enemy within my range because I have a range of 3 and I hit for 4. So this is 1, 2, 3. I'm hitting the living corpse number 1. So I'm hitting for 4 points of damage. And the modifier card, I hit for 5. Living corpse number 1 was given 5 points of damage. And then the other thing I have to do, because the unfortunate event of this room made me discard 2 cards, that leaves me with only 1 card left in my hand. If I didn't do something about that, I would have to short rest next. Luckily, I have a major stamina potion. It's right here. And during my turn, it allows me to recover up to 3 of my discarded cards. Unfortunately, I actually only have 2 cards in my discard pile, but I'll reclaim both of them.
Now we have to reveal the enemy cards for our 3 enemies in this room. The living corpse, the living spirit, and the living bones. Lots of living things. So the living spirit is 61. Then the living corpse is 82. Oh, an attack +1. And the living bones is a 20. So who's going to go next is the living bones, followed by the living spirit, followed by the living corpse, and then Timothy and I will rest. So let's start with the living bones. The first living bones is going to be this one right here. He's going to move a total of 4 spaces. Normally it's 6 minus 2 because of their card. So 1, 2, 3, right up on Monica. He's then going to attack at a +0. Oh, it's a +2. So he's hitting for a total of 6 damage to Monica. Here's the thing though. Monica has this awesome Cold Frost card, which allows her on the next 3 sources of damage from attacks targeting you suffer no damage and instead gain retaliate of 3 at a range of 3. So she just did 3 points of damage to this elite living bones. But then the elite living bones chuckles at her because then he heals by 2. Man, what a crazy turn. So this living bone is going to have a total of 1 point of damage put on him. We'll place this damage right here on the 1 spot. Now you can see that living bones technically had the shield of 2, but the retaliate goes through the shield. The second living bones that we have here is the non-elite living bones. This one only has a total movement of 4, and then it's a -2 because of the card they drew. So he's just going to move 2 spaces closer here. That's it. That's the end of the living bones turn. Next to go is the living spirits. This elite living spirit, they don't move. They attack +0 and their range is -1, but they can target 2 people. So their range is a total of 5, but -1 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't touch the Spellweaver, so that's fine. This one over here has a range of 4, -1, so it's a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. He also can't touch the Spellweaver. We got really, really lucky there because all 3 of those, or 2 of those guys could have technically attacked Monica if they'd been able to move at all. But their card they drew didn't have movement, so she's safe.
And I'm sitting there going, na 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 na.
So nice. So the final one what we're going to do is the living corpse. So for the living corpses, they get a total movement of 2, but -1 is only 1. And this elite living corpse can't get any closer to us by moving 1 space without stepping on a trap, and he wouldn't step on the trap. So he's just going to sit there and do nothing. This living corpse is going to take 1 step forward, but once again, he does not attack Monica. So Monica's safe. Oh man, that's really, really lucky. So I got to get myself in there now so I can start protecting that Spellweaver. She was a little bit bold there and got lucky for it.
What do you mean lucky? It's all skill.
Finally, Colin and I are going to long rest. So for me, I thought of losing Enhancement Field. It's a good card, but hey, you have to lose 1 card. And so I lose that card, I get 2 more health, and I refresh all my items, and Colin will do the same thing.
I'll move up to 19 health, and this is going to allow me to refresh that shield that I had and my armor. Yes. That'll end turn 6. What we're going to do is we'll move the fire element that Monica put up at strong down to waning, and then we'll start looking at what we're going to do for the next turn. We have a lot of pretty powerful enemies here. This elite living bones I think is going to give us some trouble. And this living corpse, although he only has 10 health left, if he goes, he poisons. Poison is terrible. So it'll be interesting to see what we do. Let's look at starting round 7, you guys. What are you guys thinking of doing? I mean, I know I need to get up here and do some tanking. So Monica, what are you thinking of doing?
Well, I set myself up to play my inferno card now. So I'm going to
Oh, you're gonna
blast the
burn 'em?
room.
Oh man, if you only were just in that room. Because doesn't your card state it's only for allies in the same room as you?
It is, yes.
And you guys, I really think that she is in both rooms. You guys let me know if you agree or disagree. But I'm pretty sure since she's on the door, it's considered both parts of both rooms. So that's a bummer. Okay, then one other thing, I did want to mention, we looked this up in the FAQ. I said that I refreshed my plate mail, but I still had 1 use on it left. I can't refresh it when it hasn't been fully used. So I did not refresh my plate mail, but I did refresh my shield. And I think, you guys, I'm going to try and come up here and start tanking. I'm going to go fairly quick. How quick are you going to go, Monica?
I'm going to go real fast.
Real fast?
Mostly because I want to blow the room and then hightail it out of there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and you know what? It wouldn't be the end of the world if I did go before you, because I'm thinking of not going exactly where you are, so that's fine. Timothy, what are you going to do?
All right. I'm going to support Monica with a card that will permit her to restore some discarded cards for 4 turns.
Woohoo!
Because now she's low on cards, she took risks, so I have to be a good support and step in. And I'm going to move also and heal myself because I'm kind of had half of my health. And I'm going to go just next to you, wherever you are going to be. For my turn, I'm going to activate the card I've told you about. And so it will make Monica and maybe other players after recover 1 discarded card at the end of my turn and then move and heal. So I'm going to heal for 4. It will feel good. And I'm going to choose 71 initiative because I'm kind of planning on Colin stepping in, Monica infernoing the rooms and then retreating. So I wanna play last if possible.
Let's look at our initiatives. So Timothy, our tinkerer, is going at 71, nice and slow. I'm going to go at 17, nice and quick. Monica, the Spellweaver, is going to go 19. Oh, so I am going to go before her. Okay. Living Spirit is going to go 22. Awesome. We're going to go first. The Living Bones is 64. And the Living Corpse is 21. Whoa! So, okay, so it's going to be me, Monica, Living Corpse, Living Spirit, Living Bones, and then Timothy. First thing I'm going to do is use my Crippling Offense card. I'm going to do a movement of 3, immobilize, and push 1 adjacent enemy. Then, you guys should know this card from my beginning turn last time, the immovable phalanx. I'm going to attack for 4 and throw up a shield because I'm going to need some shields, I think, when I get in that room. For my movement 3, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Get myself in here. I am then going to immobilize and push this Living Bones 1 space over here. Why I'm doing that is because now this Living Bones is not going to be able to attack us this round because when he's immobilized, he cannot move in and attack us, which is awesome. And then what I can do is throw up my shield and attack this Living Corpse. So I'm hitting for 4 damage, plus or minus. Yes, I'm stunning him. That's awesome. And I am going to airball him. So I stunned him, but I didn't do any damage. And this is one of those curse cards. So I just drew one of my first curse cards. I have 1 more in this deck. But at least I cursed him, so that means he won't have an activation this round. Sweet.
Before I leave this room and hightail it out of here, I am going to use my Inferno to attack the entire room. And as I mentioned last time, I put up the fire element such that I could get this +1 attack. And then it also does damage all my allies in the same room. And we think that I'm considered to be in both rooms. So I'm going to deal 2 points of damage to both Timothy and Colin. But I do get a +4 attack. Since this is such a big attack, I'm going to ensure it a little bit by using my Eagle Eye Goggles. This allows me to, during my attack, gain advantage. That means I get to draw 2 cards and pick the better of them on the entire attack action. So I am currently attacking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemies. I'll gain advantage on all 6.
That's how we think the card works. If you guys disagree, let us know. But we're pretty sure that's how you play that card.
I used up this fire element when I blew up the room with my Inferno. And now we're going to start attacking these enemies. So I'm going to start by attacking the Living Corpse number 1. And I'm initially doing 4 points of damage from my card. And so we'll see what I do, plus or minus. Oh, a +2. That looks really good. And a -1. So I'll take the +2, and that does 6 points of damage to the Living Corpse number 1. Next, we'll target the Living Bones Elite. And again, I am starting with 4 points of damage. And ooh, that looks great. 6, and I get the snow. And another element card. And so the way this works is we just get to add both of those together. So I get a +2 damage, so 6 points of damage to the Living Bones Elite. And I get both snow and the leaf up. Awesome. Okay, what's next? I think we have Living Spirit number 4. Again, 4 points of damage initially. +1, and I wound
awesome.
him. And then...
Or...
Oh,
Definitely the times
man.
2. Definitely
So-
the times 2. He's got a 3 shield or something like that.
So I just did 8 points of damage to that Living
You
Spirit.
might have killed him. We'll have to look. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going.
Man, it's a bummer. I really wanted that wound, but the times 2, you can't pass that up.
All right, flip him on.
Okay, I'm going to do the Living Spirit number 6. It's an elite. A +1 or...
The moon.
Oh, and
Nice.
the moon.
So that's what, 5?
5 points of damage to living spirit.
I think you only do 1 point of damage to him then. Isn't that
He's
crazy?
got a 4 shield.
Yeah, I think he's got a 4 shield.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's do this guy.
Okay, living bones number 5. I get the sun up. I think I'm going to have all the elements
Yeah,
up by the
you
end of
pretty
this. And a +1 attack, so I did 5 points of damage to living bones number 5.
Nice.
And finally, the living corpse number 4. He's an elite, so I start with 4 +1.
And you curse them?
I curse him.
That's awesome.
Or
plus
2, and I get the fire up.
Yeah, definitely +2. So that's going to do 6 damage.
So 6 points of damage to living corpse number 4.
Holy Hannah, Monica. You just...
Welcome to the inferno.
Wow. Instead of wasting your time putting out all the damages that Monica just did on screen, we already updated them all, but she did a total of 35 points of damage, and I think 25 of them are placed on here because of shields. Insane. So we can say thank you, Monica.
The biggest bummer is I was 1 point away from taking out that living spirit.
Yeah, that's right. This living spirit, he's not an elite. He only has 6 health, and she got him down to 5. Ugh.
So after that epic inferno, I still have to do my move action. I have a move 3, shield 1, and I don't think I'm going to move. I think I'm going to stay where I am, and I think I'm going to let Timothy hopefully squeeze in past me. But I do get a shield 1 for the rest of this turn.
We also have to remember that Timothy and I take the 2 points of damage because of that inferno, because we're just not fast enough to get out of the way of those flames. So the first thing is I'll use my final piece of my plate mail. So now my plate mail is exhausted, and the next time I rest, I can get this back. And then my second shield will be from my phalanx that I had. So I actually take no damage because I blocked both. Timothy, though, unfortunately is not as lucky. He'll go back down to 10 health from 12. Next to go will be the living corpses. Now, if you look here, they're not going to attack. All they're going to do is do a movement +1. So that'll be a total of 3 movement. This guy, though, is totally going to skip his turn because I stunned him. So he's not going to do anything, even though he is right next to me. He will not muddle or immobilize me, which is awesome. The elite living corpse will move 3 steps towards me, but still not within range, so he's not going to be able to immobilize and muddle me or any of our allies. No one's adjacent to him. Now the living spirits are going to go. They have a move -1 and attack -1, and they do muddle. And both of them are going to be going towards me. Here's the thing. I have a heavy bassinet, and this does not allow me to be stunned or muddled. So go ahead, hit me or muddle me all you want. It ain't going to do anything. Now, I had somebody ask about this. You can see here, wearing this heavy bassinet means I would have to put 2 -1s in my response deck. But I have leveled up the Brute all the way, and he has an ability on one of his perk level ups that allows him to eliminate all the negative abilities of items that he's carrying. So he does not have the 2 -1s in his deck. Same thing with the plate of armor. That plate of armor, technically he'd have to have 5 -1s in his deck. He doesn't have those either. We'll start with the elite here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have a range of 5, so he just has to move right here, and then he can target me. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's insane. So he's hitting me at an attack -1. He normally hits for 5, so he's hitting for 4. We'll flip this. Oh, he airballs it. Yes. So he totally misses me on his attack. Now this guy, his range is 4, 1, 2, 3, so he won't even move. He's hitting me for 4 -1, which is 3, and oh, he gets a doubler. So he hits me for 6. Ow. 6 points kind of hurts. So I am going to exhaust my tower shield that I refreshed when I took my long rest. So that reduces the 6 down to a 4. Remember, I have this immovable phalanx out as well. So that's 1 shield sets down to 3. So I only take 3 points of damage. So I go down to 16 health. Not terrible. The final one to go will be the living bones. Now, the elite living bones, I immobilize. So he can't move. He's not attacking range. So he can't attack anything. So I'm just going to remove this from his character board. And he is done activating. But we now can activate the normal living bones. This living bones will move 3 spaces, 4 minus 1, getting closer to us. So you can see with this crossroads room, it's very different from our trail room where it was nice and straightforward. This one, they're all kind of clumping together in a little bit of a different way. It's kind of cool.
And finally, the little tinkerer. So I am going to put that card, like I said, and move. Here it is. I'm going to move 2, then heal for 2 from 10 to 12, and then move 2 again and go up front. And heal from 12 to 14. Not too bad.
That is one really brave tinkerer, though. Look at what he's going up against. Oh, man. Right next to a brute who's going, hey, dude, what's going on? I'm supposed to be protecting you, okay?
You know.
You see why? You guys can't blame me for not protecting him when he goes and jumps out there on his own.
I guess I'm just a bold support. And I am going to use the card I've told you about at the beginning of the turn. So this card will stay there, and at the end of my next 4 turns, I'm going to make Monica or even Colin recover one of their discarded cards. It means that Monica could right now get her Inferno back and just throw another Inferno next turn. We'll see what we're going to do though.
That'll end this really eventful turn 7. That was fun. Hope you guys liked it. We're going to start round 8. We're ready to go. Hopefully, Timothy didn't do something silly there and jump in front of an elite living bones without having some sort of plan. So I guess we'll see.